Hey, what's up, Nathan? How you doing? Getting ready. Okay, I finally got everything figured out now, so should be able to get. Can you hear me? Is everything good? Potato, how you doing, buddy? Vicky Vale, welcome to the live stream. How you guys doing tonight? I'm gonna start in a few minutes. I just want to make sure we get enough people here before I start. Okay, audio's good. Everyone can hear me good? Awesome. This is actually the first time I've videotaped myself on camera. I've actually streamed it on camera. Oh, there isn't any delay? That's awesome. Good. I want to make sure the quality is good before I start. Hold on a sec. All right. So how's everyone doing tonight? Is everyone good? See, we got Marzia, we got Potato, Nathan, we got Case and Mexican, Vicky Vale. It's good to see everyone here tonight. Because right now, this is actually the 2-year anniversary of Tim Plays a Game. It's been a kind of an interesting ride. I'm going to get into my whole past with it and everything. But really, the whole thing started longer than 2 years ago. So here goes. Roughly a little over 2 years ago, I was working at a place, an assisted living community. I was a cook at the time. And one day the chef there just up and quit. That's kind of what happened. So everyone there had to pick up more hours. And I was okay with that at the time because I always believed in my heart that if you work hard for something, if you work hard, people are going to take notice. They're going to want to keep you around. And that's just how life is. You work hard, you get paid well. So for the next few weeks, everyone was struggling at the job and trying to keep up with work. And we got a new chef in, and he basically sat everyone down, said that he knows how the industry works, and that no one's just going to have to worry about losing their job. The very next day, I get called into my boss's office, and they let me know that they are restructuring the company. Now, if you don't know what restructuring means, it means good. Basically, it means basically what they told me is that they're going to be letting everyone go in the kitchen. Their jobs are being terminated. Not them, their jobs are being terminated. And that they're going to be hiring new staff. Now, they gave me an ultimatum. I could either be rehired as a dishwasher, making $3 less an hour, and I would have to cook whenever they needed me to. So I'd still be a cook, but my official job title would be dishwasher. Or I could take a severance package and be paid for the next 2 weeks, and that'd be it. I obviously took the severance package. But it was interesting because I was unemployed. This is the first time at this point, 10 years, I've been working in different jobs, but I never had been unemployed up until that point. And it was weird because I felt bad that I had tried and basically failed to, be able to provide, to be independent, to provide for myself. But at the same time, I felt a sort of freedom from it being let go. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about, but I realized at this point I had options. I had a choice. I didn't have freedom. I didn't have complete freedom. I had a choice of what to do next in my life. And one thing I've been thinking about, I've been taking college classes in business and entrepreneurship. And one thing I decided to do was I decided to go into business for myself. But how to do that with what little money I had. And I was basically living off my savings once that severance package ran out. So I didn't have a lot of money to work with. I wrote down some options. I wrote down what I was good at. And one of the things at the top of the list was entertainer, like a stand-up comedian, something that required little money to start up with. And I kind of explored that, the whole entertainment option, the whole how would I would entertain people? Would I be singing? Would I be doing stand-up comedy? What would I do? And one thing I've always liked to do is I've always loved video games. In my heart, I've always loved video games. And I started to think about different options. There's like, I mean, could I become one of these Let's Players on YouTube or Twitch? Would I be able to make it? I mean, how would I start? Well, April 27th, I decided, actually just before April 27th, I decided to I had some stuff ready. I had an Elgato game capture, the basic one. I had gotten that. It was actually like $100 or something at the time. I think I got it on a deal at Amazon. And I started making videos. The first video I made was for Splatoon. If you find it on there, it's somewhere on my channel. It's Splatoon Part 1. That is the very first video I've ever done. And I actually went back and looked at that a few days ago. It's amazing how much I've improved in 2 years. But yeah, it's been a wild ride just for the last 2 years. I'm watching myself slowly improve. When I first started doing YouTube videos, I had this weird nervous twitch, like I'm going to say something stupid and that's going to ruin me. I was very unconfident. Confidence has never been my strong suit, even today. Confidence is just eluded me. Let's just say that. Actually, I've eluded confidence. Okay, whatever however you want to look at it. I have tried, but yeah, when I did my video on Splatoon Part 1, I was just kind of playing the game, and I was just kind of hoping that if I'm good at it, I'd get better. If I was good, if I put out a good video, people would watch it, and I'd get more viewers. I would eventually become successful. I knew it would take time. I just didn't know how much time. So going forward, I put the video. Basically, I finished the video. I started uploading to YouTube. I started doing like one video, I think, every other day at the time. So my first videos were Splatoon, Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess HD, and Star Fox Zero for the Wii U. They were all for the Wii U. The only game system I had at the time was the Wii U and a 3DS, but I couldn't capture on the 3DS, so my games were very limited. I worked with what I could though, and I started putting out the videos. And for the longest time, as I kept going for about a month into it, I noticed that I wasn't getting a lot of views. I was getting barely any views at all. And days would go by where I would put out a new video and just never get a view, just 0 views. So I realized at that point, playing games and just putting out videos was not enough. I have to do more. I have to step up my game, basically. So I thought of other things. I thought maybe I got to find my niche. I got to find something that works for me. And I started doing other things. I started looking into the gaming news. I started thinking, well, what if I was a gaming news channel? What if that also did Let's Play channels? What if I started doing gaming music videos, which I've done. I actually have a playlist dedicated to that. I've done a few successful ones, and I've entered them in contests. Haven't won any awards yet, but you never know. It's been an interesting ride so far, and that was just the first few months. I was trying new things. I was putting out top 10 lists, top whatever lists. I did a theory about where Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was on the Zelda timeline. I was off. I was off, and I think the first one, then I did like a second one that kind of included all 3 timelines. And so basically I wouldn't. I mean, I could only miss twice. I would eventually hit the right one. And let's see. After about, I want to say 3 months, I realized it would take a lot longer than I had anticipated to start making money on YouTube, to start being able to to provide for myself, basically. I could no longer live off my savings after that, so I took another job, and I just started working there. I started working on my YouTube page. I started bouncing. Basically, it became like a second job to me. which was a little rough, I will admit, but I got into the motion of it, and it was okay for a while. The problem was that Nintendo had done this thing where after they were switching from the Wii U to the Nintendo Switch, they started making games for that. So they stopped putting out new games for the Wii U. That hurt me a lot. After Star Fox Zero, there was really no other good game except for Paper Mario Color Splash. But there was really this lull in new games coming out. So that kind of hurt me. The games that had come out, the Wii U was a good system. It just wasn't popular. And I had to figure out, like, what am I going to do? My original idea was I'm going to basically put the channel on hold. So 4 months in, I had started making videos. I realized it was going to take time before my channel became popular. I could no longer continue working. I was working basically 40 hours at this one job. And every so often someone would quit or someone would call in sick, and it became like 50, 55 hours a week. And it took up so much of my time, I was just exhausted. I could no longer continue making videos, so I basically put the channel on hold. If you look at some of my videos, there's this lull from September of 2000, let's see, I started in 2016 till like January of 2017. And at that time, basically, I heard that the Nintendo Switch was going to be coming out. And when I saw the first presentation for some of these games, like ARMS, Splatoon 2, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I knew this was going to be a popular system. They were going to have good games. And I already have something going. I can start back up. So basically, Breath of the Wild came out. I started the channel up again. And I started doing Breath of the Wild videos. And that I ran with that for almost 97 parts and plus some more. And I'm doing master mode now. But the thing came to a point where I'm still not getting a lot of subscribers. At that point, I had like maybe 138 subscribers. I remember that number sticking in my head because every time I would get another subscriber, I would basically lose another subscriber. I'm not kidding though. The number just kind of stuck around 100, just hovered around 138. And here's one thing you should never do when making a YouTube channel. It's okay now, but it worked for me, but it's not good. Sub for sub. Don't ever do that. Do not do it. The thing is, there's a lot of gaming channels on YouTube. There are a lot of channels in general on YouTube, and they will do this thing called sub for sub. You subscribe to them, they subscribe to you. Sounds like it would work, but it doesn't. Because of the fact you can only subscribe to 2,000 people. You can only have 2,000 subscriptions on a YouTube channel. Once you reach that limit, that's it. I mean, you basically, next time you subscribe to another channel that you've subscribed to before, that's unsubscribed automatically. So it has a limit, and it's not good because you're not getting authentic subscribers. You're basically getting other YouTube channels that are trying to compete with you. And you never know if either that channel shuts down or they unsubscribe to you, but it's not authentic. It's not like a real fan base. You're just you're lying to yourself, generally lying to yourself about what you're accomplishing. And I kind of went into a little bit of, I'm just going to say I was depressed at the time. I wasn't getting the success I wanted about half a year into the channel, 6 months in. Even after doing Breath of the Wild, after the Switch had come out, I was getting maybe like 3 or 4 views on some of my videos. I have some Breath of the Wild videos that have no views on them at all, even to this day. And it kind of hurts because I spent a lot of time making those videos. I spent a lot of time editing them. Not like super editing them, but I just kind of like made them look nice. And it was a weird feeling. Like, you put out something and you see other channels, you see other gaming channels like are way more successful than you are. I'm going to say one channel in general. I might catch crap for this later, but I don't care. Zach Scott Games. I saw the success he was getting, and I'm not taking anything away from him. He is great at what he does. But when I saw him playing games, I'm like, I saw him playing Splatoon, and I saw this guy getting splat like 6 or 7 times per game. And I'm thinking, like, 1 million people are watching this. Not taking anything away from Zach Scott. He's great at what he does. He does more than just YouTube gaming. He does a lot of different stuff, and I respect him. At the time, I did curse his name, but yes, right now I do have respect for him. So if he's hearing this, props to you. Moving forward, about a year into my channel, that was about a year. We had Legend of Zelda had just come out. I hit my 1-year anniversary. I think Splatoon 2 was getting ready to come out. Favorite game. And things were starting to get better, but I was still not getting the level of success that I wanted. So I started to think of things. I started to like really think about, what do I have to do? What am I not doing that other people are doing? And then I have to think, what do I need to do that other people won't do? Not like something illegal, mind you. No, I'm thinking about something like revolutionary. I have to do better. That's basically it. I'm in business for myself right now. I'm fully believe if you are self-employed or in business for yourself, every penny you make, you've earned. There's no middleman. There's no one else telling you how much you make. You've earned every penny you've all the effort you put into something you've made. So for the next year, I basically tried a bunch of different things. I put out more gaming music videos. I did more top 10 lists. October of 2017, I put out a game-related costume, top 10 game costumes from HalloweenCostumes.com. And they said, yeah, you can use our website name and you can use links to our site. They had no problem. In fact, they even advertised my channel on their Twitter page. So that was cool. I appreciate that. And let's see. Wow, I'm about a year and a half in right now. And I've been like looking into things. I wanted to stay relevant. Bit of a speech impediment. I wanted to stay relevant, and I wanted to keep trying. I want to choose my words carefully here. I wanted to be, basically relevant. I think that's the best word to describe it. I wanted people to see my channel, to see what I was doing, and become interested, and to stay interested. So I've been experimenting with a few other things. I actually did, I think 4 months ago, I did a comedy series based on 2 games called Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Splatoon 2. Basically 2 guys talking to each other, and I put out 1 episode of it. It didn't get anything. I haven't heard anything positive or negative about it yet. It's called Got a Minute. So if you look at my channel, you can watch that later on. And Alex Burks, how you doing? But basically trying new things. And and here's the interesting thing. I've been seeing a little bit of success lately. I've been seeing a lot of success lately. And I'm thankful because I've tried new things. I've communicated with all of you. In fact, I believe I can call you all friends. I have a lot of friends that I've made on YouTube who come to my live streams every night, and I am grateful, so very grateful that you all do that. Nathan Ornelas, Potato, Marzia, Rabid214, I think that's her name. I think Splat Knight was one of them. And if I'm forgetting names, I apologize. I'm Scott Kate. I'm just throwing out names right now of who I can remember. If I didn't mention your name, I apologize. But I thank you. Fire Soul MLG, thank you. But I'm thankful that all of you come, and it's not a lot of people. J King, thank you, Nathan. And Vicky Vale, I think she's new, but I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful for just this close group of friends who come every night, who participate in the live streams. I do Splatoon 2 mainly, and it's not the level of I have not reached the level of success that I've wanted. But that's not a bad thing. McLeod C, thank you, Nathan. I have not reached the level of success that I wanted, but it's not a bad thing. I understand that in this world, things take time. It's going to take a long time to get to the level of success that I want. And I'm not in any rush to get there. I am 30 years of age. I've lived my life, and I'm going to keep going. This is just the beginning, and I understand that. And it could be 10, 20, 30 more years before I see any level of success with this channel. But, 938 subscribers don't lie. I'm doing pretty well for myself right now. I haven't made any money. I have not made any money doing this channel. That's another thing I've been vocal about. In fact, YouTube recently updated their partner set policy, whatever. Basically, I need 1,000 subscribers and I need 4,000 hours of watch time in the past year before I'm able to monetize my videos. I'm getting close to that subscriber limit. However, the watch time is lower than 4,000. I don't want to reveal that number exactly, but it's not quite 4,000. I'll get there. All right, so I've rambled on for about 21 minutes, 47 seconds. If anyone has any questions, I will be taking this time right now to answer them. They'll be I don't hold back. Any question at all, YouTube related, game related. Splatoon 2 just had a announcement that they have a new Splatfest. If anyone wants to ask me which team I'm going to be on, go as deep as you want or not. Any question at all, guys. I'm looking at the chat right now. So as soon as we get some questions, let's see. I'm going to keep talking a little bit. Some things that I've learned from doing this YouTube channel. I've learned that you need to be patient. You need to be yourself. You need to be authentic. That's what people like. You need to really be the best you can be. That's it, pure and simple. It's going to take time, but you'll get there. You'll improve. That's life. You live, you learn, you improve yourself. And it's a cycle. All right, Potato says we want to negotiate a Splatfest team. And he does not have an opinion on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. So, you want to know about my childhood? My childhood consisted of 3 main things: Batman, Scooby-Doo, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's it. Nothing else. But this is a really weird Splatfest topic. People want to know which team I'm going to be on. I think I heard 2 comments saying they want to do Team Mikey, which is Michelangelo. Here's the thing. The Teenage Mutant Ninja... I thought about this today. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles... They're a team. You can't just like... I'm always reminded that old adage, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And it's hard to say which person on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the best because they're all so similar, yet they have minor differences. You're basically voting on which minor difference is better. It's weird. I've followed them loosely over the last 20 years. And you want to pick one person in a team that they operate as a team. They do everything as a team, and you're picking and choosing which one person is the best. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. But if we want to negotiate on a team, I think Rabid214 said she's going to be Team Mikey. And the way the Splat... Oh, this is actually cool. I actually like the way they're doing the Splatfest because we're getting 3 consecutive Splatfests over those weekends. We get the first one, I think... Let me open up my calendar. Yeah, May 5th, May 12th, and May 19th. I think those are the dates. And the first one is Leo and Raphael. I mean, I'll just pick either one. We'll decide on that later. The second one will be Michelangelo versus Donatello. Well, I'm just going to pick Team Mikey for that one. Potato likes Raphael, so we'll probably do Raphael. He's the blue one, right? Yeah, I think so, yeah. So we'll do Raphael for that one, and then we'll do Michelangelo for the other one. So Raphael is going to be the May 5th Splatfest. He's the blue one. And then Michelangelo, he's the yellow one. That'll be the weekend after. I'm just more excited about 3 weekends of Splatfest. Also, a weird thing my friend pointed out to me, the Party Crash mode is also going for ARMS is going to be the same weekend as the first Splatfest. And Firesoul MLG is just going to go Team Pearl. Hey, but props to you, bud. Stick to your guns. A pun. Okay, that was an unintentional pun. Oh, yeah, the more sea snails, the better. People are going to have so many sea snails. It's going to be crazy. With all this new gear we have coming out, it's probably going to be spent as soon as we make it, but yeah, Nathan's not sure which team he's going to be on. But I'm just going to let you guys know right now, the team I'm going to pick as of right now for the first Splatfest will be Raphael. Nathan called him Ralph. It's Raph. That's what it looks like, though. You mean, okay. So basically, that's my picks for the Splatfest team. Let's see. Marzia had a question. Was wondering, are you ever going to play PC games? I did at the end of last year play Doki Doki Literature Club. That is the only PC game I have played. Well, the only game I've played through my PC on the channel. And I played other games on PC. I'm just saying. But that game, I actually started playing it in, I believe, November. I started playing it, and then I got to the point in the game where you know what happens. Don't spoil it. I don't want to spoil it, but it freaked me out. I put out censored, and I basically sat on the footage for about another month before I realized, I wanted to make a decision whether or not I want to release this or not. And I ended up releasing it in censored and uncensored versions. The uncensored versions can only be accessed. They're age restricted. I did this out of responsibility. I do have a friend of mine who has children, and they're subscribers to my channel, and I did not want them to see the uncensored footage. So I made censored versions that they'll be able to find. And so yeah, and here's the thing: when I was doing Doki Doki Literature Club, I kept having this problem where the screen where the capture. I use a capture for it called plays.tv, which is it works relatively well, but every so often it kind of stuck on a certain frame without me knowing, and that I had to basically play the Doki Doki Literature Club twice. God, the game is messed up. And Team Salvato, the people who the developers of Doki Doki Literature Club, they're coming out with another game, and I can't wait for that. I think it's called Project It's the one name that's being thrown around is Project Libertina. Look into that. That's crazy. I'm not going to go into any more details about that. But I do plan on... My computer doesn't run certain games very well. I use it mainly for editing and personal use, but I was hoping that when my channel did become successful, I'll be making enough money to the point where I can improve my computer to improve what I have. I was going to basically take the money I earned from this channel and use it to improve my stuff, get more game systems, expand my game library, and just basically make my computer better. I mean, I can do some live streaming. Sometimes I can't. It doesn't work out. I mean, I think the best I can do is 720p for a live stream, and that's without the camera. I tried testing with like a camera so you can see my face, and the most I could get was 360p resolution, which is sand. It's sand. That's the best way to describe it. So yeah, to answer your question, I want to do more PC games, but I'm very selective about which PC games I do. I decided to do Doki Doki Literature Club because it was the most popular at the time. All right. Potato wants to ask, do you play League of Legends? I have not played League of Legends. That's one of those games I've seen how big it is, and I believe that sometimes I love that developers will expand on a game and they'll just keep expanding and keep going with it and keep improving it, and I love that. The problem is sometimes a game gets too big for its own good. I'm going to give you an example of this. Wizard 101, developed by King's Isle. When that game came out, it was a really, really good game. It was a really good game. It was so much fun. It's basically the whole Harry Potter story. You gets put into like one of 6 different classes: fire magic, ice magic, thunder magic, death, life, and then balance magic. Oh no, wait, there's also myth magic. That's kind of a weird thing. And they basically give you the whole Harry Potter treatment. You have to go around to different places. You have to fight the big bad guy. I'm not going to spoil any of the plot, but it was a fun game. It was a multi-man online game, and it was great for the time, but then you kind of got more into it. I think Dragonspire was originally the last level you got to, and that's when the story ended, and then a new story began. And then you would and then they basically kept expanding on it. They would keep expanding on this game, and it got to a point where the battle system became completely broken, not completely broken. It just became kind of it developed this instability where certain bad guys would attack twice. They would start using powers that other players didn't have. There were basically some bosses that were so overpowered that you needed you needed a group of people to basically a group of 4 people that's the most you can have, but you needed a full group to take them down. And you could not continue until you got through that area. So basically you're kind of restricted in that way. And it was hard. It was really difficult attacking these bosses that are already overpowered. You need a team of 4 people, all who know what they're doing. No offense if you played Wizard 101, but I probably played with you and you probably didn't know what you were doing. And then they had like other powers, like sometimes they wouldn't take damage, or you have to wait for them to be able to take damage before they'll be able to take damage. And they would continue attacking you, and you would need just so much stuff. I'm bordering on between specific and vague. And it just got to the point where every time they kept improving the game, they kept coming out with new updates, it would complicate the game to the point where it got too big for its own good. And it got too big to the point where I could no longer continue playing. I just kind of lost. I was a subscriber. I paid like $10 a month. And I'm like wondering, why do I keep playing this game? It's not fun anymore. That's when the game stops being fun, people stop playing, and that's how a good game dies. So I've kind of stayed away from big games like League of Legends, World of Warcraft. I've wanted to try them. I think I tried World of Warcraft. That was fun for a while. I didn't know how far I wanted to get into that. And Fire Soul says he likes the amiibo collection in the back. Thank you. If you have any questions about which amiibos I have, I'll be happy to bring them closer if you want. So yeah, but I might try like a multi-man online game one day. Marzia recommends Overwatch. If I can get that on my PC, if I can run that. Other than that, I might try. I'll try different things. You know, I'm always into trying new things. We'll see what we do. Okay, let's see. Question. Let's going back down the list. Nathan wants to know: do you ever think that you will get 1 million subscribers? Yes. I believe in my heart I will get there. I'll get to 1 million subscribers eventually. Like I said, it may take another year. It may take 10 or 20 years. It's going to happen. I'm going to keep getting better. I'm going to keep trying new things, and I'm going to keep improving my channel. It's going to take a while. A while back, I did a milestone video. I want to bring this up real quick. I did a milestone video about saying that I would do new things as I got more subscribers. I was using that as an incentive to get people to subscribe. It was one of the new things I was trying. Through that video, I think I said I would start doing tournaments. I would start doing live streams, and I've ended up bending, and I ended up doing it regardless of the subscriber count, and it actually helped with the subscribers. The live streams have helped immensely. But one thing I've done in that milestone video is said once I reach 1 million subscribers, I had a special surprise. And I never really told anyone what that surprise was until now. Should I reach 1 million subscribers, I'm going to find a way. I'm going to look into this. I have a plan. I'm going to get to E3. I'm going to record live from E3 and post it on my channel. I have friends in the game industry who can get me like a volunteer pass to E3 was what they're calling it. I could basically be helping them, and at the same time still be able to tour the convention or the expo, whatever they call it. That was my plan for once I reach 1 million subscribers, and it still stands. If I do get 1 million subscribers, I plan on actually traveling to Los Angeles. First of all, if I have 1 million subscribers, I think at that point I can quit my job. I think I'm going to be doing this full time. That's a promise. But yeah, I probably would be able to do that. I don't know how hard it would be. I plan on doing that. That was my plan for 1 million subscribers. Okay, I keep having some amiibo collection questions. Well, not really questions, that people keep talking about the questions, or they keep talking about the amiibo. Basically, the amiibo collection. As you can see, I actually have a Detective Pikachu amiibo still in the box, just because I saw it at Target, and I'm like, I have to have it, even if I don't play the game. I was thinking about maybe giving that away as a prize or something for, I don't know. Once I get more, I want to get like a broader audience before I start doing contests. I think that was one of the things I said in the milestone video. Start doing contest videos or contests for my channel to get subscribers. But I mean, it's not hard to do. It's just getting the prizes wouldn't be hard. It's just that contests have rules, and sometimes that can make things messy. Let's see. We have the you see the Mario Odyssey set right there. The three next to them, I have the Guardians. Oh wait, I have this. This one I'm proud of that I was able to find. It's the Guardian amiibo for Breath of the Wild. I still can't believe I found this. The Target I go to, they sometimes they have, I don't know how they do things. They get things, but I started talking to one of the guys there, and he's saying, yeah, we can order certain things. Like, yeah, certain things just became available. I'm like, can you try and order it? I'm like, yeah, we can get it in, but we can't save it for you. I'm like, cool, whatever. Just let me know when it comes in. and I was able to get. I think they had like 3 of them come in, and I got one of them. So, and I like it because it's bendable. You can actually oppose the claws and stuff. I think it was like $30, but I got it, and I'm impressed with that. Okay, let's see. I think people are talking about Smash Brothers next. Let's talk about Smash Brothers. Who's going to be my main? In Smash Brothers for Wii U, I had 3 mains. My first main was Pikachu. Pikachu, namely with the blue goggles. And I would use it's not quick attack, it's like that side B attack. I would use that so much just to get back to the stage, and I would use it. I called myself the Flying Pikachu. And I basically used the side B attack. I used Thunder a lot to finish off people. I would like use the up A attack to knock them upwards, and then Thunderbolt down, and that would usually send them off the stage. Skull Bash, thank you. That's the one. It's called Skull Bash. And that was my whole thing. The problem with Pikachu is that he's, I won't say slow, but can be slow. I know one of the favorite things I've done when I was playing Smash Brothers. My friend uses Captain Falcon religiously, and I think one of the best moments of my life was when he used a Falcon Punch. I used a side B attack at the same time, and they canceled each other out. That was kind of cool. Second main that I used, this one is new from the Wii U version, Greninja. The down A attack is just annoying as heck because you can keep using down A over and over and over again. And me and my friends, we had a spam rule 4 times, and that's it. You can use the attack 4 times, and then you got to switch it up. The other main that let's see, what else with Greninja? I think I actually used his down B really well too. Yeah, Pikachu did get nerfed in that Smash game. It was way better in Brawl. I used his Shadow attack where basically he like warps and then attacks, and that attack is strong as heck, man. I mean, that was a finishing maneuver right there. And I think the third main I used, this one I rarely. No, what was the third main I used? Oh, Mr. Game & Watch. It was a character that I thought just got so little recognition, but he's not as fast as other characters, but he's not bad. He's got a good power to him. His side A attack is really good. I've finished a lot of people with that. I used him kind of as a fun character with my friends. We always use Judgment, and the Judgment was I think was side B, I believe, side B attack Judgment, and you'd either get like a random number 1 through 9, and I hit 9 more times than any of my other friends did. I think in Smash Brothers, I think the latest one they did an alternate side B attack where it's either 1 or 9, and more times than none it comes out 1. And yeah, that was basically my 3 main characters: Pikachu, Greninja, and Mr. Game & Watch. 9 is power. That's the one. 9's the finisher. You're done. All right. Looking at the questions, we're still talking about Brawl. We're still talking about Smash Brothers. Yeah, 1's the weakest. I'm trying to think of what the next game, what improvements can they make on the next game. First of all, they need to be careful about which characters they nerf and which characters, how they tweak the moveset, how they tweak certain abilities and stuff. Tell you the truth, I kind of like it the way it is in the Wii U and 3DS version. It's a little rough how they it's rough how they've adjusted certain characters, and then they came out with new ones like Bayonetta, and then they just destroyed the competition. I'm really hoping they don't do that with this one. I hope they come out with the characters they're going to come out with and then leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Walk away. You're done. And online play. Okay. When that game does come out, I'm going to be playing that game online in my live streams almost as much as I do Splatoon 2. I might alternate between Smash Brothers and Splatoon 2. And then every so often I'll play a different game. But yeah, I'm going to be playing Splash Brothers a lot because it's a great game. I wanted to play it on the Wii U. I wanted to do a live stream of that more, but it wasn't. I don't like Smash 4 as much as I like previous Smash games. Let me just say that. It's fun, it's great, but there's so much things that got buffed and there's so many things that got nerfed. It's just hard to play. All right, Potato has a question. Tim, do you like anime? If so, which ones do you watch? I freaking love anime. Curse my friends for getting me into it. Where do I begin? I think the first anime I ever watched, not knowing what anime was Pokemon. I think that I saw a list where people ranked the most known anime theme songs, and Pokemon, the original American English dub Pokemon theme song, is number 1 on that list. I wanna be the very best. Yeah, that song. And that was my first real step into anime. I started, let's see, I think I got into the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and I started watching the anime from that next. And let me just say, I think in another lifetime, I could have been Joey Wheeler. Oh my God. I think one anime I'm really into right now, I just recently got into, My Hero Academia. Love it. I love that anime so much. I'm halfway through season 2. Don't anyone spoil it for me. I'm in love with that anime right now. I'm just thinking how cool it would be if I had like a superpower. I think if I did have a superpower, mine would be super reflexes. After being accident prone as a child, I actually have really good reflexes. And I think like if I was like a superhero in training, having super fast reflexes would be a great superpower to have. Let's see. Nathan wants to know, what special weapon do you like from Splatoon 1? It depends on my mood. From Splatoon 1, for the most part, I use the Splattershot Jr. just because I think it was because people had a hard time using the gamepad as a the Wii U gamepad as a controller. It was kind of hard to like motion control with. It's just like big and clunky. Let me put this into perspective for you. This is the Wii U gamepad. This is the Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, which most people use for Splatoon 2. There's your perspective right there. The controller is easier to hold. It has hand holders. This thing doesn't. It's just like wider, it's bigger, it's clunkier. Now, why am I telling you this? Because I believe that using that in Splatoon 1, it was easier to attack people because they had to use a big controller. They weren't familiar with motion controls yet. And I could basically just run up. I was quick with it. I was quick with the Splattershot Jr. I could run up and I could attack them and just get away unscathed. And if I ever did get to someone who was like who would like assault me or attack me, I could hit the bubbler button, which was a great special weapon, the bubbler. And I basically just bubble myself. I protect myself and I attack them and take them out. The only thing I really had problem with was chargers, but Not a lot of people use them in Splatoon 1. At least use them effectively, I should say. Let's see. I'm looking at questions now. Out of all the consoles you have right now, Marzi is asking, which one is your favorite? I've had mainly Nintendo consoles. I did have an Xbox when it came out. I have a portable. I'm thinking when you say console, you're not talking about like portable, like 3DS. I think my favorite console for the time, it's kind of a tie between N64 and GameCube, because I believe the GameCube had a really great library of games. N64 had a pretty good, actually, really good, probably just as good as the GameCube. But N64 went into a lot of different territories that Nintendo really never went into, like 3D, 3 dimensions. Mario 64 was completely revolutionary for Nintendo. I think one of my favorite racing games was Mario Kart 64 and Wave Race. But then GameCube came out, and it was like kind of an improved N64, but it was more or less of the same. I mean, GameCube, I don't remember GameCube being original in many aspects. And if it was original, it didn't work, like Wind Waker, like Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Don't get me wrong, great game, but the anime style did not suit the Zelda universe. Never again. So yeah, it's kind of a toss-up right there. I'm not really going to make a definitive decision there. I'll say N64 and GameCube were both great for their own reasons, and I really can't make a decision there. Let's see. Looking back at the questions, Potato wants to know: have you watched any Gundam? I used to build model kits and watch it. I've seen a lot. I think I saw Gundam Wing. I could never really like follow it. Most of my early anime was from Toonami on Cartoon Network. Toonami, Adult Swim, whatever you want to call it. And I basically watched what was ever on TV. Anime never really got, unless it was like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Sailor Moon. It never really got, or Dragon Ball Z. It never really got the exposure it deserved. Mainly because a lot of it had to be censored for American television, or some things had to be changed, voice dubbing, whatever you want to call it. I believe, though, if they ever did an anime channel, like on cable television, not like satellite or anything, but like on basic cable or even broadcast, whatever, I believe it would do really well in this day and age. I think they do like an anime network, but for life of me, I don't think it's on TV. I'll have to look into that. And Fire Soul says he tries to stay away from the Gundam series and its community. Yeah, Gundam's, it's kind of that weird area of anime that people are passionate about, but at the same time, even after all the different Gundam series they've done, you don't hear many people talking about it. I go to anime convention every year in Florida, MetroCon. I'm going to be going there this year, by the way. If anyone's in the Tampa area, I think it's. Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, July 19th through the 22nd in Tampa, Florida. I'll be there. And I go there every year. I've been going there for the last few years, ever since my friends got me into it. And I see so much anime stuff there. I go to the dealer's room, just like it's like a nerd shopping mall dream. And I see some Gundam stuff, but I don't see a lot. I don't think people really. I think it's lost some of its appeal over the last decade. I'll say that. Nathan wants to know, what is your favorite Sonic game? Tough to answer. I think I would have to go with the original Sonic, the first Sonic game, just because they did it right. They did something amazing. That was revolutionary what they did with what Sega did with the first Sonic game in the Sega Genesis. First of all, it was in color. It was fast moving. The only other side scroller that competed with it was Mario, and it made Mario look like garbage, which is something not a lot of other games could have done at the time. It was fast moving. It was fast paced. People loved it. It appealed to a lot of gamers who wanted that added challenge of. I believe it really brought about. It was really the birth of speed running a game. The whole just being able to move that fast through a game. And when other Sonic games came out, they kept following that format from the first one to the point where they realized it was becoming stale. And then they started doing like 3D Sonic games, which weren't bad. They just didn't always have their act together. They didn't always have things. If you don't believe me, play one for yourself. Sometimes they glitched out. Sometimes, for whatever reason, Sonic could never really make that transition from 2D to 3D that other games were able to make. Mario made it. Mario made that transfer. Some games just couldn't make it though. I mean, like Sonic had a hard time, like just getting a good 3D game. Now, I think Sonic Colors actually worked well, but other Sonic games, I think Sonic should never have opened his mouth. They make this joke with Sonic Forces where the alternate Sonic doesn't talk. And I love that. But yeah, when you put a voice on someone that does not have a voice, it kind of takes away from their character. I shudder to think what would happen if Legend of Zelda had kept giving Link a voice actor like they did in the CDI versions. I can't wait to bomb the Dodongos or whatever they say. It's rough. It is rough. Okay. Let's see. Going back to questions here. Marcia wants to know, in Super Smash Bros. 4 DLCs, which fighter do you think should be removed? Bayonetta. I think they need to go back to the Smash ballot, list the results, like the actual results, because we never got that. We just got, oh, this is the person that won. This is the person that we selected. They're going to be the new Smash fighter. Deal with it. I think I've said this. I'm not sure if I've said this, but I believe that they should remove Bayonetta. They should put in Shovel Knight or Shantae. Someone from... I think those were probably the two most popular ones. I think Shovel Knight was the most popular one, but for whatever reason, Nintendo decided to go with Bayonetta. Yeah, Potato says Bayonetta and Cloud, the top two characters, and cost money apart from the game. I have no problem with paying for DLC if you enjoy the game and you want to improve it. But they're kind of OP. They're kind of overpowered to the point where it takes away from the game. It takes away from the enjoyment of the game. And like I said, this. Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie was another popular to be selected, but that one was owned by Rareware, and I think at that time Nintendo had a little bit of a struggle with them, mainly because they put Banjo-Kazooie on a different system. Yeah, Corrin is OP, and he's But here's the thing: a DLC should improve the game, but not be necessary for the game. Like what they're doing with Splatoon 2. They're doing the Octo expansion coming out 3 months from now, I believe. And that basically gives you a new story mode. Oh yeah, that's my fault. Rare got bought by Microsoft. So thank you, Nathan, for pointing that out. I completely forgot about that. But yeah, with Splatoon 2, what they're doing is they're doing a DLC with the Octo expansion. It gives you a new single player mode. If you beat the single player mode, you can become an Octoling. Now, as far as I know, your character looking like an Octoling is completely cosmetic. There's no added bonus to get to being an Octoling that I know of yet, which means you don't need to buy this DLC content, this downloadable content. I just said DLC. The C stands for content. You don't need to buy this DLC you don't need to buy it. You can continue playing the Splatoon 2 game and still get the full effect of it, at least through online play. If you want to, there's still a single player mode that you don't need to buy. Yeah, Firesoul says he's going to beat the DLC the first day. I'm with you. I'm going to live stream that. I'm going to beat the whole DLC as soon as it comes out. And the very next day I'll be using an Octoling. I'll probably live stream that as soon as that happens. But yeah, I just fully believe though that downloadable content should improve the game, but not give you an unfair advantage. That's my whole point. Okay, Case in Mexican wants to know, what are your thoughts on Nintendo taxing us for online play? It was gonna happen eventually. I mean, I'm surprised they were able to do it for free as long as they did. They did it for free with the Wii U. They did it for free for the most part of Nintendo Switch. Let's see, we're over a year and a month into it, and we're gonna have to start paying for it in September, I believe, or later. Who knows? But I believe that if you like something, I mean, I think it was like $12.99 for an entire year, or $15.99 or $20, something like $19.99 for an entire year. I mean, some subscription services do $9.99 a month. That's, if you put that into perspective, that's $120 roughly over a year. For a year of September. Yeah, thank you, Nathan. For a year of an online gaming service, I think Microsoft, they do much more. It's going to be higher for any other system. I think the appeal for the Nintendo Switch was, we'll do it for free, and people would like it. Here's my thought though. This is my biggest worry. Nintendo needs to improve on their online gaming in general. For whatever reason, ever since online gaming became available, they just have not made it to that point where it's seamless. There's always been like some type of rough patch, some type of bump, some type of thing where we've never really had just a great a smooth online gaming experience. I think the closest we've gotten to that is with Splatoon 2, and even then, it's not seamless. I mean, I see tweets and Twitter messages about how they've had connection errors, and then when they try to play again, there's that whole, we're keeping you kicked out for another 5 whatever minutes. Come on. I wish I was as suspicious as they're making me out to be. I wish I had that ability. But yeah, I believe if we're going to be paying for it, we should get our money's worth. And if you're not getting your money's worth, then stop paying for it. It's that simple. If you don't like something, don't buy it. Boycott it. Let's see what other questions we have. Let's see. Looking at the questions, seeing I'm going back and see if anyone has any other questions. Feel free to ask right now. Any question at all about the YouTube channel, about gaming, about what I have in store for the future. Wink. Connection error, says Nathan. Oh yeah, Nintendo has a new president. Awesome. Looking back at some of the older comments. Yeah, apparently Firesoul was about to start talking about Season 3 for My Hero Academia. Thank you for not doing that. I'm still... I think I just got... I've only watching the dub episodes because I sometimes edit videos when I'm... I sometimes watch anime when I'm editing my videos. And because of that, I don't have time to keep looking over at the screen, at the TV, and then looking back, and then looking over again. I don't have time to read... the subtitles, so I have to do the dub anime voice dubs. Thankfully, the voice dub on My Hero Academia is spot on. I can tell you, I mean, if you really want to see something that is not spot on voice dub, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. All right. Nathan wants to know my favorite Mario game. Favorite Mario game. Where do I start? It's like picking a child. Who's your favorite child? Who's your favorite son or daughter? Favorite Mario game. It's not Odyssey. I liked Odyssey. I did not love Odyssey. Paper Mario. Yeah. Actually... Mario RPG 7 for SNES. That's my favorite Mario game. I loved that Nintendo was able to try new things with Mario. They actually took it to the point where they put him in an RPG, and it worked. It worked very well. But it didn't really get the recognition it deserved because it was near the lifespan of the. It was near the end of the lifespan of the SNES. Great game, and I believe people actually. Speaking of the Smash Ballad, I think Geno was a very popular one because what Nintendo did is they did put a costume for your Mii character in that. Whoop-de-doo. Potato likes Partners in Time. That was pretty cool. Let's see. Firesoul says best Mario game is Galaxy 2. That was really Mario Galaxy 2 were both really good games. They had great elements. I'm not sure really how I would rank that one. If I ever did like a top 10 best Mario games, I really don't know how I'd rank it. But I believe Paper Mario and Mario RPG would be on there. Would be the top two. Thank you, Legend of the Seven Stars. Let's see. Marzia wants to know, do you think Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 are the same, even if they only added new things and new story mode? Speaking of the story mode between Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2, they're the same. They're the same exact story. I think I made mention of this in the Splatoon 2 review. I actually did a game review for Splatoon 2. And I made mention that the story mode is exactly the same. The Zapfish goes missing, and you have to go rescue it from DJ Octavio. And the only thing they added with this story mode for Splatoon 2 is that Callie's missing. As far as the multiplayer goes, the online experience, which is the best appeal for it, are they the same? No. They changed it. First of all, kudos to Nintendo for changing up the special weapons for all modes, for all the special weapons. They got rid of the bubbler, the killer whale. They got rid of the ink missile, and they basically said screw it. We're doing all different special weapons. So it was kind of so it made Splatoon 2 feel like its own game, and I love that. And they brought back, and I'm saying this lightly, most of the main weapons. They didn't bring back all of them. Dual Squelcher. And that was I guess that was their idea, but that also made it feel like it was still connected to the Splatoon universe, but it was still a different game. They nerfed some of the weapons, they buffed other ones. Luna Blaster, Marzia. But yeah, Splatoon 2 is not the same as Splatoon 1. Let's see. I'm just going to leave that there. Let's see. I'm looking back at questions. Fire Soul MLG says the nice thing about My Hero Academia is both dub and sub released at the same time. That's another thing I love with anime now that they're doing. They apparently anime for the longest time, anime would go like 3 or 4. There'd be like this 3 or 4 season gap between voice dubbing and subbing, and it was rough if you did not. First of all, I mean, sometimes you wouldn't even get the anime with the subtitles. You just get the anime, and you'd have to know Japanese, or you'd have to have a friend translate for you. It's like, okay, this guy is mad at this person, and this person is in love with this guy, but it's kind of an awkward. You just never really get the whole story, and you'd either have to have it translated, and even some people would not be able to translate it the right way. It's Japanese doesn't translate to English very well in some ways. I can't really go into that because I don't know Japanese. But yeah. What were we talking about again? Let's see. I'm looking at more questions. If you can have a game or movie or TV show remade, what would it be? Game. Let's see. Well, that's 3 questions right there. So we'll start with game. If I could have a game remade. If I could have a game remade, I think it would have to be something from Nintendo Wii. I had a game in mind a while back. I'm trying to think what it was. Oh. I'm not sure if I would say remade, but I think just added more games in the Custom Robo series of games. I think they did one on the GameCube, and I was hoping that they would do more, but they never did. And I really enjoyed that game. I remember when Blockbuster was around, I would rent that game over and over again, just because I thought I was done playing it, and I was not. It was a fun game. Movie remade. What could if I could remake a movie. Hard to say. You know, you don't want to remake a good movie, because then if you don't do as well, then what have you done? So I'd probably take a bad movie, a movie that didn't do well, and then just try to make it better or give it a better ending. God, that movie, that's a broad spectrum. I think this one's going to be a little weird. The 7th Saw movie, the ending was kind of predictable to it. I would probably do a different ending than the one they did. Yeah, Dragon Ball Evolution. There we go. Thank you, Fire Soul. Yeah, that's the thing. Anime doesn't translate, or doesn't really make that leap to live action very well. Just because anime is so far out there, it really transcends reality. I think I can say that safely. TV show that I would have remade. I'm not going to really say, I'm not really going to answer this one, but I will say that one of my favorite shows that they're bringing back, Double Dare. They're bringing that back this, I think in May, Nickelodeon is. And I'm actually looking forward to see what they do with that. So yeah, Double Dare is coming back, and I'm going to be watching that because one of the things when I was a kid, I always wanted to be on that show, and it never happened. But that'd be pretty cool. That's going to be pretty cool to see what they do with that. Let's see. Apparently, Potato says, have you seen the new leaks? There's a new dislike squelcher. I have not seen the new leaks, and I'll go look into that after this live stream. Nathan says Splatoon 2 is more like Splatoon 1.5. Trying very hard not to hate you right now. Let's see. What is my Case in Mexican wants to know what my favorite genre of music is. Rock music has always been my favorite genre, but I'll listen to really anything, just depending on my mood, whatever appeals to me at the time. I have a weird mood. I have a very weird taste in music. I think one thing I listen to a lot now, if anyone's listened to Starbomb, the Game Grumps, they have a band. They do gaming related songs. I have like a CD of both albums in my car, and I kind of listen to that whenever there's nothing good on the radio. Fire Soul says, just listen to Eurobeat. No, thank you. But yeah, really my preference in music depends on my mood. Case in Mexican hopes that they bring back Super Mario Sunshine. I agree with you on that. They brought back Luigi's Mansion. They made a sequel to it. They brought it back, the original back for the 3DS. Why can't they do the same for Mario Sunshine? I think for a while they were developing Super Mario Sunshine 2, and for whatever reason they just canceled it. I think because the Wii was coming out, and they decided to start production on Mario Galaxy. I'm gonna have to listen to Eurobeat after this just to see what people are thinking. Let's see. Nathan wants to know, do you ever think they are gonna do a Sheldon's Pick? Yes. I'd probably call it Sheldon's Pick Volume 3 or 4, continuing on from Splatoon. I think they'll probably pick like the 8 most popular main weapons or the 16 most popular main weapons, and then add things onto it, add different sub weapons and special weapons. One thing that would be interesting to do, let me think. Do like I guess do like a Splattershot Junior. Yeah, like the Wasabi Splattershot. I think they have that with the new Splattershot where it has a Splat Bomb or Ink Bomb, whatever it's called. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see what they would do with that. I mean, I would like it because it adds more variety to the game, and also they looked awesome. They looked pretty cool. They had pretty cool colors. I think the Dynamo Roller remix. No, it was like the purple Dynamo Roller. That was one of my favorites from that pack. So they should definitely do that. Let's see. Have you ever fallen in love with any character from a video game series, etc.? I'm not going to say no to that. Trying to think. Okay. This one's going to be weird, but hear me out. Star Fox Adventures for GameCube had introduced a new character called Crystal, who was just hot. Blue Fox character, but was just hot. I thought when I saw the game, I'm like, is it okay for Nintendo to have a character who looked like this? And it just seemed a little out there. I think as I played more Star Fox games, like the future Star Fox games, it was weird that they were having this pseudo relationship that developed between Star Fox and Crystal, and then they just completely nixed it at the end. It's just, yeah, they sort of had a relationship, but then they didn't. That was probably the closest I'll say to falling in love with a character. Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything right now. All right, let me get back to the other questions. Potato wants them to make an original weapon. I think they've made a lot of original weapons already in Splatoon 2 with the dualies, but that was like the only really original thing they did with that. Now, granted that after Splatoon came out, the original Splatoon, they did have two new weapons. They had the Slosher and they had the Splatling weapon types come out. They could do the same thing with Splatoon 2, but at this, as far as I know, it doesn't look like they're developing anything with that. It'd be hard to say. I think if they had like what they should do is do like a really explosive type of weapon, like a missile launcher, like an ink missile launcher that's really powerful, but it's really, really slow to use. If that makes any sense. That'd be kind of cool. That's something me and my friend always hypothesized that they would eventually do. So yeah, I mean, don't give up hope. You can talk to Nintendo now. You can write them a letter. You can communicate through Twitter now. Always send them more. If you have an idea, jot it down, write it down, send it to them. They may give you credit one day, or they may just take it from themselves. Who knows? But yeah, definitely throw ideas at them. They'll take ideas. They love. Any company really would love it when fans reach out to them with ideas for their products. Fire Soul says that sounds good yet terrible at the same time. DLC content. For $29.95, you can buy the ink missile launcher. Destroy your friends. Have them hate you. Do it now. Let's see. Looking at more questions here. Let's see. Looking back at questions, I think I've answered most of them. Yeah, we're getting into the home stretch of tonight's live stream, it looks like. I said I would talk about the future more of the game channel, of my channel. And I've thought about some different ideas. I think talking to you all tonight says I should probably try to venture more into PC gaming, which I've been a little hesitant to do, but I'll try it, and then I'll definitely take that advice in the near future. Casey Mexican just said he's happy that Splatoon is not a pay-to-win game. I love that too. So many games out there, you know, they feel like they're controlled by money, but that makes it a good game, is when you can just buy the game. You don't need, it's not like a PC game where if you have like here's the thing about any online game. If you have a good internet connection, you're going to have a bit of an unfair advantage over other people who have basic internet connection. And basically in that aspect, it is a pay to win game. But, you know, we're getting into an age where online connections and online gaming are starting to even out. So in that, that's really, it's always going to be pay to win in some way. There are people who pay with money. There are people who pay with time, and they just get really good at a game. But if you're willing to pay, you're going to win. All right, let's see. Potato wants to know, do you like Minecraft for PC? I feel like I've never really gotten into Minecraft. I feel like if I did, I'd probably never put it down. It's probably a game I would never stop playing. I mean, if you love Minecraft, great. I'm hesitant to get into it, especially with the gaming channel. Like I've seen people base their channel around Minecraft, just Minecraft gaming, and it doesn't get as much recognition as it should. So I'm a little hesitant in that aspect to get into Minecraft. Other than that, though, it looks like a fun game, sandbox game. But I'm more into games that are, I'm trying to be careful what I say here. I'm trying to be more into games that don't require as much creativity to master. Minecraft is a game for creative people. So I'm not saying I'm not creative. I'm just saying I don't have that kind of time. Let's see. Fire Soul says any game that is not pay to win is automatically better than a pay to win game. Like I said, people pay in different ways, not necessarily with money, but they just pay with their time. They pay with practicing the game, playing the game. There are people who play. I mean, if you look at some of your friends on the Nintendo Switch, you can see how many hours they've been playing a certain game. And I'm guaranteeing you that it's either Splatoon 2 or ARMS, and they have 500, 900, 1,000 hours of of playtime. That's how they pay. Time is money, and time is also a form of currency now, apparently. Marzia wants to know, is the Luna Blaster the best weapon? No. I don't think there is a best weapon, really. It's kind of like a very convoluted game of rock, paper, scissors when you pick which weapon in Splatoon 2. Luna Blasters can get trumped by Carbon Rollers. Carbon Rollers can get trumped by anything that has range. Depending on what abilities you have, that can make it better or worse. So really saying best weapon. I did a top 10 video for Splatoon 1 saying the best 10 weapons to use in Turf War. That was based on a consensus, really, amongst other gamers. And I eventually just decided Marcy is not happy with that answer. Okay, then I'm done answering that question. Let's see. Yeah, Luna Blaster does get a lot of splats, but at the same time, it's also good at coverage with Turf War, but at the same time, it has certain disadvantage. I mean, the range is extremely limited. I'm actually impressed that in Splatoon 1, it came out at the same time as tower control, which is what most people used it for, just getting people off tower. I think... Yeah, it's like a big game of rock, paper, scissors. You know, Luna Blaster gets trumped by Carbon Roller or anything with range. Other times, if you can get someone from behind, you know, it becomes an awesome weapon, one hit kill. So yeah, I always stick with my rapid fire weapons. I think my Jet Squelcher is still my favorite weapon in Splatoon 2, followed by the Rapid Blaster Pro, which I've been using a little bit more lately. And let's see, looking into more questions. Case in Mexican says that the GooTuber is the best main weapon. I have friends who will disagree with you. I mean, it's GooTuber's like any charger. I like the chargers. The thing is, they do require a certain amount of skill to use effectively. And people have asked me, like, why don't you use the charger more, or why don't you consider it a good weapon? And I said, because it requires a lot of skill to use, it makes it it makes it not a great weapon choice. If you think about it this way, what would you rather clean your bathroom with? Would you rather clean it with would you rather clean the floor with a rag and soap, or a toothbrush? Now, granted, the toothbrush would get in between the cracks better than the rag would, but it would take longer with the toothbrush. The toothbrush being the charger in this situation, if you know what I. So yeah, that's just an example. Choose your weapons, and basically, and I say this: choose your weapons based on the stages, the stage selection, and what you're good with. That's the best way to handle it. Don't commit yourself to one weapon. Marcia commits herself to the Luna Blaster. Props to her. Yeah, it's definitely the trigger weapon. Yeah, definitely triggered Nathan last night. Dang it, Marcia. All right. All right, well, we've hit the 90-minute mark, which is usually where I end my live streams, but I think I'm going to end it tonight by basically, I mean, this is 2 years right now I've been doing this channel, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's watching this live, to everyone who's watching this in the future. I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers who come in every day, to the ones who've been here since the beginning, to the people who've joined just a few months ago or a few days ago. Thank you so much. Things are gonna improve. The more success I have, the more I'm going to pour it back into the channel. I've committed myself this far. I'm going to keep going. This is only the beginning. So, I'm going to end tonight's live stream with the same way I end every live stream. I want to thank everyone so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to Tim Plays a Game. Stay tuned for more Tim Plays a Game live streams. Till next time, guys, this is Tim from Tim Plays a Game signing off. And have a good night.